In the last video, we discussed law of conservation of linear momentum from third law. We have discussed in the last video law of conservation of linear momentum from third law. Now we discuss Newton's third law of motion from the law of conservation of momentum. Newton's third law of motion from the conservation of linear momentum. In the previous video, we discussed the reverse case. We discussed the conservation of linear momentum from Newton's third law. Now we study Newton's third law of motion from the conservation of linear momentum. So according to the law of conservation of momentum, the total change in the linear momentum in the absence of external force is zero. According to the law of conservation of momentum, according to the law of conservation of momentum, total change in the linear momentum or net change in the linear momentum. So according to the law of conservation of momentum, net change in the linear momentum, net change in the linear momentum in the external force, in the absence of external force is zero. Total change in the linear momentum in the absence of external force is zero. Means if there is no any force acting on a body, suppose there are system of two bodies having their masses m1 and m2, and if there is no any external force acting on a body, means external force is zero, then total change in linear momentum of the system is zero. It means delta P1 plus delta P2 equals to zero. There is a system of two bodies having their momentum P1 and P2, and delta P1 and delta P2 will be the change in momentum. So from here we get delta P2 is equals to minus of delta P1. Divide both sides by a small time, delta T. So delta P2 by delta T equals to minus delta P1 by delta T. By dividing both sides delta T, we get delta P2 by delta T equals to minus delta P1 by delta T. It means rate of change. This means the rate of change of momentum of mass m2. Delta P2 by delta T means delta by delta T or d by dt means rate of change of, and P2 means momentum of mass m2 is equals to minus rate of change of momentum of mass m1. So rate of change of momentum of mass m2 is equals to minus rate of change of momentum of mass m1, and we know that rate of change of linear momentum on a body is equals to the applied external force. Rate of change of momentum is equals to applied external force. So it means rate of change of momentum of mass m2 means force on mass m2, and it means minus force of mass on m1. And among these two forces, one force is the action force and another force is the reaction force. So we get the result that action equals to minus reaction, which is the Newton's third law. So we get the Newton's third law from the conservation of linear momentum. Newton's third law from the conservation of linear momentum. Now we discuss practical application of the law of conservation of momentum. Practical application of the law of conservation of momentum. Practical application of the law of conservation of momentum. Practical application of the law of conservation of momentum, in which the first is very important application called recoil of a gun. Recoil of a gun. This is the most important application for conservation of momentum. Recoil of a gun means when a bullet is fired from a gun. When a bullet is fired from a gun, then bullet moves in forward direction with some velocity. Bullet moves in forward direction with some velocity and gun moves in backward direction. So the process by which the gun exert a force in the backward direction is called recoil of a gun. The process by which gun exert a force in the backward direction is called recoiling of a gun. So derive the formula for velocity of the recoiling of a gun, by which velocity the gun exert a force in the backward direction. So for this we assume, let m be the mass of the gun. Let capital M be the mass of the gun. We suppose that capital M be the mass of the gun and a small m be the mass of bullet. We suppose that capital M be the mass of the gun and small m be the mass of the bullet. And before firing, both gun and bullet are at the state of rest. Before firing, both are in the state of rest. After firing, let bullet moves with a velocity a small v in the forward direction. Let a small v be the velocity by which bullet moves in forward direction and capital V be the velocity by which gun moves in backward direction. By which gun moves in backward direction. So, according as no external force acts on the system, as no external force acts on the system, as no external force acts on the system. So, from the law of conservation of linear momentum, so from the law of conservation of linear momentum, total momentum before firing must be equal to total momentum after firing. total momentum before firing is equals to total momentum or total linear momentum after firing. So since there is no any external force acting on the system, system means a system of gun and bullet. Since no external force acts on the system, therefore from the conservation of linear momentum, we can say that total momentum before firing must be equal to total momentum after firing. And before firing, since the system is at rest means bullet and gun both are at rest before firing. So its velocity is zero. Rest means its velocity is zero. And if velocity is zero, then total momentum before firing is mass into velocity, and velocity zero, so it becomes zero. And total momentum after firing means momentum of the bullet plus momentum of the gun after firing. So momentum of the bullet, mass of the bullet, which is a small m we have supposed, mass of the bullet is small m, into velocity of the bullet, which we supposed v, small v, plus momentum of the gun, means mass of the gun, capital M, into velocity of the gun, capital V. So we get M into V equals to minus small m into a small v, and the value of v obtained equals to minus m into a small v upon capital M. So this speed is called the recoil speed of a gun. Here V, capital V, is the recoil speed of the gun. Recoil speed of the gun. The speed by which gun moves in backward direction, or the gun exerts a force in backward direction. And minus sign shows, negative sign shows that the direction of capital V and a small v. Capital V means velocity of the gun, and a small v means velocity of the bullet. So minus sign shows, negative sign shows that the direction of capital V and a small v are opposite to each other. They are moving with a velocity having opposite direction. And if capital M is greater than minus m, if capital M is much greater than m, means if mass of the gun is much greater than the mass of the bullet, then the recoil speed of the gun would be much less than the speed of the bullet as capital M, which is in denominator, increases, recoil speed goes on decreasing. As capital M increasing, capital V goes on decreasing. So if the mass of the gun is much more than mass of the bullet, then recoil speed of the gun will be much more less than the speed of the bullet. So this is about the recoil of a gun, which is the most important application of conservation of linear momentum. Now another application is when a man jumps out of a boat. When a man jumps out of a boat to the shore. When a man jumps out of a boat. When a man jumps out of a boat to the shore, the boat slightly moves. The boat slightly moves in the backward direction. The boat slightly moves in the backward direction away from the shore. When a person or when a man jumps out of a boat in a water, when a man jumps out of a boat in a water, then boat slightly moves away from the shore. Means boat moves slightly in the backward direction. So in examination, the question we asked that give a reason that why the boat slightly moves in the backward direction away from the shore when a man jumps out of a boat. So the reason is initially total momentum of the boat and the shore is zero. Because both are at rest before jumping. So total momentum before jumping is zero. As the man jumps from the boat to the shore, as a man jumps from the boat to a shore, when a man jumps from the boat to his shore, he gains a momentum in the forward direction. He gains a momentum in the forward direction. He gains a momentum in the forward direction. And to conserve the momentum, to conserve the momentum, to conserve the momentum, boat also gains equal momentum. Boat also gets equal momentum. In the opposite direction. In the opposite direction. So the boat slightly moves backward. So the boat slightly moves in backward direction. So this is the reason that why a boat moves in backward direction when a man jumps out of a boat to the shore. So initially means before jumping, both are at rest. Boat and the shore, both are at rest. Boat and man jumps before jumping, both are at rest, and as a man jumps from the boat, he gains a momentum in the forward direction because he jumps in forward direction. And we know that according to linear momentum, momentum remains conserved. So to conserve the momentum, boat also gets equal momentum in the opposite direction, and that's why the boat moves in backward direction. So we completed the topic conservation of linear momentum. In the next video, we discuss numericals based on conservation of linear momentum.